Hey guys, it's Eden. So today I wanted to do this smoked out wing liner look. This is no liquid liner involved. This is all eyeshadows to give you this nice defined look like if you were using a liquid liner to do a winged liner. I just love this so much because I feel like it's so much easier. It's so much more forgiving. If you mess up, you can just blend it out. I feel like this is the perfect look for like every day too. You could wear this to work, school, or whatever you're doing, just if you want to kind of define your eyes a little bit, but you don't want to have to mess with a liquid liner. Because I remember I used to wear my liquid liner every single day. I would do a wing, and when I was in high school I would literally spend like so long, like 30 minutes to an hour, just trying to get my wing to look right. And some days I didn't have trouble, it would turn out so good, and some days I would literally take so long just to try and make it look good, and then it'd be time to go and I would just have to go with my eyeliner looking all crazy, and it was just a mess. So I wanted to show you guys how I did this look, just in case you're kind of struggling with wing liner, and this might be an easier way for you to do it, to learn. So I hope you guys enjoy this look. And I kind of just made this whole look kind of like a beginner friendly look. I use a lot of affordable products, and I just really love how this turned out. I feel like it's a really nice, simple look that's not too dramatic for every day. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think, and let's just get into it. Alrighty guys, so starting this look off, I've already done my eyebrows, and then I primed my eyes with some concealer, and I also set that concealer with a powder. So now I'm just ready to go in and start my look. So I'm going to be using the Lorac Pro 3. Absolutely love this palette. It's just gorgeous. It's like the perfect neutral eyeshadow palette in my opinion. This is such good quality, and it really has like every shade I would need for like a neutral, natural look, or you can totally do like a dramatic look with this. But I just love it, and it's an essential palette for me. So I'm just going to go in with a blending brush, and I'm going to take the shade Cool Taupe here, and I'm just going to blend this into my crease. And I'm using this shade because it's a really nice cool toned shade. It really does just look like a shadow. When I'm doing a really kind of natural look, I don't like to use a really warm tone brown because I don't want my crease to look super orange and then have like no other shadow. I like it to be more like a shadow color, so that's why I'm using this one. Alright, so now that that's blended out, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the lash line. So first off, I'm going to use that same shade that I just used, and I'm going to be putting this on the lash line just kind of like as a transition shade. So just how we use a lighter shade in our crease first before we go into our darker shades, just to make sure they blend out well, I'm doing the same thing. So I'm just going to take a little smudge brush in that same Cool Taupe shade, and I'm just going to run this across my whole lash line. And also I'm going to kind of bring it up like this, almost connecting it really to what we did on the upper lash line. Alright, so now that I have that on, I'm just going to go ahead in with my little angled brush, and I'm going to take a shade Dark Brown. This is the Luxie 215 small angled brush, and I like this one because it's not super skinny. Because when we go in with the black, we're going to be using a really thin angled brush. So with the dark brown, I want to use one that's a little bit thicker. So I'm just going to dip into that dark brown shade, and I'm going to put this on the lash line as well. But I'm just going to put this color a little bit closer to my lash line. I'm not going to let it go up as high as that last shade. And whenever I go in the inner corner here, I always like to go really close to the lash line, just to make sure it makes that nice kind of cat eye that we're going for. And then we're going to really start defining that wing. And of course, the same thing to the other side. Alright, so now that I have the dark brown on there, I'm going to take this teeny little blending brush. And this is a dual-ended brush from Morphe. It's the M156, and it has just a nice eyeshadow brush for packing shadow on the lid. And then it has this teeny little brush, which I actually got because I thought it would be really good for the lower lash line, but it's also perfect for this because if I take a large brush to blend this out, I'm just going to be carrying the shadow up too high. So I just want to use this teeny little brush and lightly blend what I put on here already. Just so I can blend the colors together without bringing them up super high. Alrighty, so now that I've done that, I'm going to take this brush that I was talking about. This is the Sonia Kashuk number 27 brush, and it's just a really nice thin angled brush, and it's perfect for this kind of look. It's also really good if you like to do winged liner with a gel liner also. But I'm going to go ahead and take this and dip into the jet black shade. And I'm just going to do the same thing, only again keeping this closer to the lash line. And I'm just going to really define the wing with this shade. And this black shadow is so pigmented. I love it. And again, being really light-handed in the inner corner. Now, of course, you can make your wing as long or short as you want. I know mine is a little bit long. That's just how I like it. But like I said, you can just kind of tailor this to how you like to do your wing. You could just make a little baby wing if you like. And then with that blending brush, and you can already see right there just the difference in definition that I had in my eye. I just love it. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the black shadow on the other eye. And the beauty of this is it doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to smoke it out anyway. So that's why I feel like this is just so much easier than using the gel liner. And then again, I'm going to blend. Alright, so now that I blended that out, I'm going to go in with one more layer of the black. Just closest to the lash line here. And then one more time I'm going to blend. Alrighty, so now it's basically done. All I'm going to do is take a wipe and clean up the edges. I do this with basically any look I do just to make sure the edge is nice and sharp. So yeah, this is what it looks like now that I've cleaned it up. I love it. Just a nice sharp wing and so much easier and so much quicker than using liquid liner. So now I'm going to go ahead and curl my eyelashes and put on some mascara. So I'm going to be using my two favorites I've just been hooked on right now, the L'Oreal Telescopic and the L'Oreal Voluminous. Together, they're just the perfect mascara. Alright, so mascara's on, and of course I got it on my eyeshadow like I always do. It's just never ending for me. But I always just like to leave that on, let it dry, and then you can just kind of like flick it off. So I'm just going to wait and do my face and fix that in a minute. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and prime using the Wet n Wild Coverall Primer. I love this. I feel like it really does make my skin look nice and smooth, and I've just been super into it lately. So I just take like a pea-sized amount. I don't feel like you need a whole bunch of primer. I just like to put a nice thin layer. So I focus that on the center of my face and then work it outward. And I'm sure you probably could have guessed it. I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I love this so much. I'm in the shade Desert Beige right now because I'm pretty tan. Sometimes I'll mix Desert Beige and Golden Beige and that makes my perfect shade. But right now I'm pretty tan, so I'm just going to go in with Desert Beige. And I'm going to put it on the back of my hand rather than straight to my face. And then I'm just going to take my beauty sponge, this L'Oreal one, which I've been loving lately. Just start blending. I seriously love this foundation so much, and I really like this sponge. I like it just as much as the Beauty Blender, and it's literally half the price. And now I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Sand number 20, because this is literally just my favorite concealer of all time. Oh, but you know what? Actually, first I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild Cushion Corrector for my dark circles. And I just use my finger. I'm going to dot this right where I get the darkness. Just right in here. This is like a peachy corrector, and it honestly looks white once you put it under your eyes. But I do like how it kind of blends out, and it's a really sheer, really thin liquid. So it adds just a teeny bit of brightness under there and helps the darkness not peek through. So I do like it. So now I'm going to go in with my Maybelline concealer. I put it under my eyes to conceal and highlight, and then I also take it just down the center of my face just to balance out the highlight. I don't like to take it down my nose though. And I'm actually going to go back to an old favorite, this e.l.f. setting powder. This is the HD powder in Soft Luminous. And I took the sifter out because it was so messy with it in there. So I literally just dip my Beauty Blender right in here. I love this for a natural day. It doesn't look powdery on the skin. It is just beautiful. And when you look at it, it does have a little bit of shimmer, but I promise it's not going to look like shimmery and glittery under your eyes. It looks beautiful. And seriously, of course, my neighbor's dog decides to start barking like crazy. If you are worried about this powder being like too luminous for you, even though I don't think that's something you have to worry about, but if you are, I am pretty sure that they make just like a regular translucent one. I'm going to take a tiny bit of that same powder and just press that in the center of my face everywhere that I put concealer. And I'm baking with this. I think this is a really nice powder to bake with. It's so finely milled, and it doesn't look really heavy. Even on my most natural days, I always bake my under eyes, because if I don't, they will crease. It's just what happens to me, and it sucks, but it is what it is. So that is why I just love to bake my under eyes no matter what. Even if it's just for a couple minutes, it really makes a huge difference. So if you have trouble with your under eyes creasing, I highly recommend trying baking. So now I'm going to go ahead and use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder. I'm in the shade Warm Beige. And I'm just honestly so impressed with this whole photo focus range that they got going on for Wet n Wild. I literally love everything that I've tried. I love the foundation, the concealer, the powder. What else have I tried? That little under eye corrector is from the same thing, I'm pretty sure. Love it. So now that I've set the rest of my face, I'm going to go into my Kat Von D contour palette. And I'm going to take my e.l.f. small tapered brush and this middle shade. I'm going to mix these two actually. And wipe off this powder under my eyes. I'm going to put the same combo in the center of my face as well. And now to bronze up my face, I'm going to use my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I actually haven't used this in a while, and I love it. I don't know why I haven't been using it, and oh my god, the smell is just so amazing. So hopefully this is like dark enough for me right now, because I've gotten a little bit tan. And I love this brush too, by the way. This is the Morphe M177, and it's just so good for bronzer. I love this one also. This is the M527. This one's good if you're doing just like an all-over bronze, and this one's good for being a little bit more precise. I feel like this powder you could totally use to contour. It's not super warm on my skin. I've heard people who with lighter skin say it gets a little orangey on them, but it doesn't on me. So if you're anywhere near my skin tone, you could totally use this to contour and bronze. I am just going to take my larger bronzer brush with the same bronzer and just kind of go over a little bit more. I just really love how this brush makes my bronzer look. And And now for blush, I just actually picked this up. This is the L'Oreal True Match blush, and this is the shade Barely Blushing. And I just realized it comes with a mirror and a brush. I didn't know that. But yeah, this is just a gorgeous blush for every day. I love it. It's not matte. It's got a little bit of glow to it, and it's just really beautiful. And I feel like this is really good for beginners because I don't think this is a blush you can overdo. Like, I literally just I'm not someone who likes a whole lot of blush either, and I'll really just kind of pack my brush in there and then just right to the cheeks. Don't even pat my brush off because it's just the most natural, beautiful, just kind of rosy look. I just love it. And now for highlighter, I'm going to use my Essence Pure Nude highlighter. I love this. I haven't used it in a while. And again, it's just like a perfect everyday highlighter. You can make it super natural, or you can totally build it up to be a more intense glow. I just love it. And I actually almost forgot to contour my nose. So I do like to use this bronzer to contour my nose. Normally I'll just go into my Kat Von D because usually the bronzer I'm using is too warm of a shade to contour my nose, but this one works because it's pretty neutral. So I'm just going to take this small kind of tapered blending brush and run this down the sides of my nose. I like to do this very lightly. I'm not really trying to change the shape of my nose. I really just want to define the shape that I have. But if you are kind of trying to make your nose look slimmer, the closer you put the lines together, the thinner your nose is going to look. So I put mine really where my nose actually does go down, but if you're trying to make your nose look slimmer, you can just put the lines closer together. I'm just leaving a small gap down the middle, and it will make your nose appear thinner. And I am also going to take that same highlighter I used on my face and put that on my inner corner, just to kind of brighten up the eye a little bit because it is all matte. And then a little bit of mascara on the bottom lashes. Now I'm just going to set my face using this Pixi Glow Mist. I love this because it really takes the powdery look away, but this does have argan oil in it, so just be aware of that. You don't want to spray too much on your face. So now while that setting mist is drying, I'm going to do my lips. So I think I'm going to go in with this one from ColourPop from their Valentine's Day collection with the cute little hearts. And this is the shade Sure Thing. Alrighty guys, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss out on any of my other videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.